I had treadmilled in the morning. It was not quite 6 a.m. and the last thing I remember was sitting down to eat my breakfast. And the next thing, my next conscious thoughts were when I was being discharged from ICU to a regular hospital bed, and that was 5 days later. So I'd had a massive heart attack. They resuscitated me, but that was only after my wife saved my life through CPR. She kept me going until the EMTs got there. Apparently they resuscitated me at the hospital. They inserted a stent and then kept me in a coma for 4 or 5 days until I had healed up enough to recover. And I was back at home on Sunday afternoon. So that's really the event that started this whole thing, got me having to improve my health. Well, I did have a history of it in my family, though I'd not much thought about it. My father's heart stopped. They just found him on a sidewalk in downtown Plattsburgh, and he had been down long enough that he couldn't be resuscitated. He died a few days later. But then, since then, I've looked into family history a little bit, and his father died of a heart attack, and his father died of a heart attack. So you'd say it runs in the family. I would have to say I'm certainly the youngest of the 4 of us, though, to have suffered a heart attack like that. The doctors were great, very friendly. They let me know I'd had a heart attack and that I was going to have to take it easy for about a month. But aside from that, really it was just seeing doctors in white coats coming into my room and listening to my heart and saying, "You've had a heart attack and you're healing from it." Continue. So then cardiac rehab. I started that maybe a month to a month and a half after I'd had my heart attack, and that was after staying at home for a month. Couldn't go back to work for a month. It's tough for me to understand because I have a desk job. You know, I don't do any lifting, I don't do any technical things with my hands or eyes. I talk to people and send emails primarily. But I was out of work for a month, and other things were that I couldn't lift anything over 10 pounds, which meant couldn't lift up my grandkids. And by the way, my family was very supportive. All my 3 children came home. I love mountain climbing. I'm an Adirondack 46er more than once. I've climbed high peaks in California, in New Hampshire and Maine, even in Africa. So I love outdoor activity and really wanted to help my daughter finish her 46, and here I was, can't do any of that. So cardiac rehab was the ticket to getting back to where I could do things like lifting 10 pounds and jogging, running, and eventually mountain climbing. And they do more than just exercise at cardiac rehab. They counsel you on your diet and on your lifestyle and getting you out and doing things outside of rehab there, so that when you're discharged, when you're done after 3 months of visits, that you've got a routine down for improving your health. So my goal right now is to do an outdoor 5K sometime this spring and summer. And when my daughter can come back this fall, we're going to try and knock off the last 4 46ers she has left. I feel confident in my recovery and the kinds of things I'm doing, losing weight, exercising, doing cardio, exercises, eating the right foods. I'm confident that that's going to bring me back to where I was. On the other hand, it was difficult for me to understand why I'd had this heart attack. You know, I keep saying, well, why did I have this? Because I was exercising. I had put on some pounds, but I'd lost 20 pounds at the time I had the heart attack. The scary part is just not knowing what's going on inside here and knowing I'm doing the right things, but could there be another situation developing? So that's the kind of questions I have for my cardiologist. But right now I'm confident that I'll be running a 5K and climbing 4 more 46ers this fall. Dr. Garth here was my cardiologist. Of course, I met him after I'd had a heart attack because I didn't meet him for the first 5 days. So my family had a lot more interaction with him, and they described him as a rock star, that he inspired confidence in my recovery, my health, and that I was going to recover and be able to lead a normal life coming out of this. So he was great, really inspiring, you know, because I'm told when I first went in that my family tells me that they said, your husband's in really deep water. Yet just a few hours later, Dr. Garth came out after inserting the stent. I'm told he said, he's fine. So yep, really, he was inspiring.
While we're proud of our quality of care, we know it's more about quality of life. The CVPH Heart Center.